All right then. Welcome back again. Um, so this is gonna be a review video on. I'd considerably call this the second trade on the combine. I don't really consider this a trade. It's more just a test. Um, but anyways, this is second trade on combine minus 370 after plus 218. Yeah, I was actually correct on this day, fully correct in terms of where um, price was gonna go. Can see it was just a bunch of low resistance, low resistance, low resistance, followed by high resistance. The only thing that was um, terrible in this condition was the fact that there was no actual um, strong PD array to call where price was gonna come and tip its hand. Originally, I had this balanced price range here on the 1 minute, and you'll see me saying this in my um, the live when I'm taking this live. But there is a balanced price range right there. Got your low, low, and it's got like a bunch of wicks here within this range. So it makes it a balanced price range in a way. But this wasn't the case here. Kind of went, oh, it overshot it, which I didn't mind to be honest, because it was still a lot of CVs here as well. And a mitigation block I want to see hold. Um, but anyways, let's get into the execution of why I took this trade and everything else. First and foremost, looking over this was not a correct setup. But at the same time, I'm getting used to my model again and seeing how it performs and everything. And this is something that I will not take again. No, no, I will not take this again. I probably took this out of gut feeling or intuition. Just the intuition of um, having not as much experience in this model as I haven't done this model in a while now since blown those XFAs and uh, yeah. So um, yeah, so basically, the model usually requires you, if you're using a 30-second chart or a 1 minute chart, or whatever, and you can't just enter solely off the SysDs. You gotta either invert BitC or make a SIBI. It didn't do that in any of these cases here. So this trade here is a loss, and it should not have. Um, sorry, like I will not take this again at all. Right, but this type of trade I would take, and definitely these ones here. But you can see when I did take this, there was just a lot of manipulation, pretty much. And essentially, I think that's why this one failed, pretty much. You can see the first sell I took was because it actually inverted this BISI here, and it almost inverted this one. But it predominantly inverted this 30-second one here, and the 1 minute right there, inverted it there. But then what it did was it manipulated higher and took out my stop there. So I re-entered right here, because I saw SIBI here, and I saw a change state being made from this 1 minute. And if you go into here, you kind of see it being made in the 2 minute. We've also got a trend line, we've got a bunch of equal lows, got even more equal lows and even more. So I took another stab here, and eventually it stopped me out again, pretty much. And I took these two both at 2:30 or like right before 2:30. So yes, these are definitely trades I'll take, and this is more of a bull flag as well when I was doing this. Eventually, when it did stop me out, you can see 350 macro, it gives it the ghost and actually gives the real move. And yeah, this was the real move here, pretty much. Now, say I did enter these, and I entered this one instead. Say I entered that one, took a loss, and then wait, these two shits out, and then took this one instead. Like, you just gotta understand that if I did take this one here, right, because this is the part where like you start denying your model works or whatever, which is bullshit. It's just a matter of timing, a matter of hold, waiting a bit longer, I guess, or you know, looking past through the false moves. But ideally, I would have taken it here, right there, right? And I would have only taken it if you saw Sibi or some sort of inverted Visi, which is right here. You get that? So I probably would have waited a bit longer, but eventually I probably would have taken it like somewhere there, probably. So I did take this with a risk, and I held it all the way till the target was not this low. It was actually um, this low here. My target. If I held it there till Asia low, which is there, that would have been a good 6R. If I held it till 2R and partial, which was the that was the aim to do that. It would have been 200 risk, partial here. Then I probably would have had like 30 running. Then that would be um, if it would have been 6R, which is right there. Sorry, no, sorry, there. So if that was 6.2, so it would have been about 4 times 30 extra, which would have been an extra 120 on top of 400. So it would have been a 520 on that. That just goes, and again, I had about 2 losses before that, which was minus 170. So 350 profitable on that one. Like that's what it would have been in this case. It just goes to show that um, you should still trust your model even though it gives you 2 losses. And this really does as well highlight the 70% win rate because if you think about it hypothetically, after 3 losers, you should get a winner because that's how 70% win rate works, right? 7 out of 10. And there's 3 losers, one big fat winner. Now, I don't trade 4 trades a day, I only do 3 trades a day. That's why I stopped here. But essentially, yeah. I don't always trade 3 trades a day. It's usually 2, but sometimes 3. But yeah. Now, if we go over the bias, the aftermath of all of this, I want to also show this off as well. I already showed it off, but I did initially catch the equity open sell right here, and then I did another one here, and after one trade entry 30 seconds, and bought back. This I would have initially caught, but because my top step was locked out, so locked out the day before by accident. A bit of a mistake, but I would have taken this, and it would just been an easy win for the day. But if we zoom out on this chart, this is actually a seek and destroy market right now, and I think the reason it's seek and destroy is because over here we have Monday's high and we have Monday's low. So we have Monday's high, Monday's low, and both have not been penetrated on this Thursday. And we've got all of this cluster right here. And ICT says when you got a range that's a range bound like this, like a bull flag kind of, it's all clustered like this. It's got the usual tendency to dip, sell off. So we might see this dip here to the sell side and the sell side here to Monday's low. And if it does do that, I would expect Monday's high to also be taken without aggression once taken Monday's low. And if it does that, then we should see the markets coming back into a bull market of some sort. Only because Monday's low is down, yeah. But if it does come for Monday's high first, then it might be a continuation of a bear trend. Because it does need to take out Monday's high or low. It's Thursday right now, it's not done either. It's usually done one or the other by Thursday. It's done none of them. So this is all range bound right now. It's not a good market condition to trade. Essentially, yeah, that's the review done, I guess. I guess I would also add that the PD array I chose um, instead of the balanced price range because we overshot was the first presented FEG, which was right. Just get rid of this shit. Which was right over But there. So this was the PD area I chose as soon as we came here and everything. But essentially, that's about it. So that's the review done. Till next time, be safe.